welcome back. This has been a really good season. I've been watching along. I just haven't been able to keep up with the filming and editing of these reviews. They take a lot. Work got crazy and I wasn't able to stick with the reviews, but I have been watching. So I'm all caught up and I am ready to talk. Let's get into it. Knowing that Ashley's father is white clarifies a lot of things up with me with her attraction and marriage to Michael. Like, I get it, because I was just like, listen, we all know that this is a money grab, right? But there's also a way that she talks to him and the way that he talks to her that was very parent-childlike. And now it makes sense. She's getting the father that she's always wanted in Michael. You know what I mean? She's getting the support. She's getting the care. All of these things that she never got from her dad, Gollum is providing. It all makes sense. Can we talk about Karen and Monique at this chiropractor? First of all, I didn't know that you can go to a chiropractor pregnant. I was so nervous for Monique. Karen is me. Karen is me watching that whole thing go down, because when that doctor snapped that hip, oh my goodness. Karen was like, she almost dropped everything in that office, and Monique was just chill. Neck popping, spine being all aligned and popped out of place, hips pop. I was like, can you do that on a pregnant woman? I was so nervous, but apparently you can. I was watching this with my mom and we were both so shocked. And then my mom was just like, you know what? This that rich people stuff. And I was like, you know what, Mom, you're right. You're right. So then we finally get to Robin's open house. I was proud of her. You know what I mean? Robin has come a really long way. This was a really big moment for her, because it solidified that she was finally in a good place. She's in a good place with Juan. They're getting into a really good place financially. She just really soared this season. And this open house was a celebration of that. It was a celebration of her growth and all of her hard work. And I think it really cut her deep that Giselle came to her open house and acted a plum fool. Everybody was there getting along, celebrating Robin. Giselle walks in the door. Monique, I already told you, Mother is very calculated. She is sculpting out her season because she is sculpting out her brand. And she knows with her brand, she cannot be on this show acting a fool, throwing drinks, and then trying to sell mommy advice. So she is selling to the viewers and the subscribers rich mommy realness. I'm a rich mom, but I'm not like those poors. I can do it all with my nannies. Like, this is what she's selling. But she can't be on this show getting in the gutter with these ladies, right? But all of that aside, she was being the bigger person. Even though she's had some issues with Giselle, she was hugging her. And she said something that I was just like, you know what? This is what you do when you have an issue with someone that wasn't really resolved, but you're trying to be mature in a situation. She just said this. She was just like, I was going to go sit down, but I realized I didn't hug you, so I wanted to say hi. Just something to verbalize, to cut the awkwardness so that she could say hi to this girl and get to her seat. Giselle, oh, now you want to hug me? Right in the door. The door isn't even closed. Everybody is sitting there like, what are you doing, Giselle? There's no reason to even do this. But you don't like me, so why are you trying to hug me? And Robin is looking at her like, if you're my best friend, what are you doing? Like, why would you do this to me? But Giselle is always on. Like, that's the thing they don't get about this show. Giselle, to me, reminds me of Ramona from the Real Housewives of New York. Ramona ain't friends with those women. She ain't friends with none of them. She don't see them girls until it's time to film. This is a job for her. She ain't inviting them to her party. She ain't inviting them to her events. The only thing she's inviting them to is what the press is coming to. That's it. When it's time to start doing press for this show, when it's time to start filming, that's when Ramona shows up in these girls' lives. She lets them know every season we're co-workers. That's it. That's it. On and off camera, she lets these women know where they stand. They get hurt every season because they don't listen to what the girl is saying. If she's not verbalizing it, she's showing you. I think that's the same thing that Giselle is doing. I don't think she's friends with any of these women. They are her co-workers. She knows how to get the party started. Giselle is trying to keep this check. So she's going to do whatever. To hell with Robin and her event. She don't care if we're supposed to be really good friends. I'm going to get something popping. So I see Monique. She wants to hug me. Let's create some mess, because there was no reason for her to do that other than to make some drama for the show. No reason. And all the women were looking at her like, you look so foolish. But nobody says anything. Nobody ever comes at Giselle. The only people that come at Giselle are Karen and Monique. The only two people, and she will continue to have beef with them because they check her and challenge her. Nobody else will. And can I just say this? Ladies, there is no way you will ever look good fighting with a pregnant woman. You won't. Let her drop the baby, then get in her behind. But until then, let it be all peace and joy, especially if the pregnant woman is being the bigger person. You will never look good fighting with a woman that's 9 months pregnant. It'll never work, especially when she's carrying a rainbow baby. I'm looking at Giselle like, you look like an idiot. You're fighting this woman with this big belly. Everybody's looking at you crazy. Nobody is supporting you. Even your fellow Creole friend is looking at you like, why are you doing this? Why? I wonder, because we still got a lot of episodes to go. I wonder how deeply this will affect their friendship. Or maybe Giselle will give that basic apology. Oh, I'm sorry, I messed up. That's what she does. Guys, I really think she's just doing this for the show. I don't think that Giselle feels anything about these women. I think this is work for her and she knows this is what she needs to do. So she'll always give an apology and she'll always move forward because she is just doing her job. But Robin, it has never been a show for her. It's always been, this is my life, this is what I'm sharing, this is my best friend, Giselle. She seemed to have really been hurt by that. So I don't know. I don't know how this is going to affect their friendship in the long run. Do you think that this issue with Giselle and Robin is going to last throughout the season and play out at the reunion? Or do you think that Giselle is going to do, her regular schmegular, oh, I'm sorry, I was wrong, let's move on, and then they'll move on? Or do you think that Robin is going to harbor some feelings against her? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Speaking of Giselle, you guys know that I tried her Every Hue Beauty bronzer. Guys, it's gotten worse. Like, I've been trying to wear it a few times and it just has me looking casket ready. The last time I put it on, I looked in the mirror and I was just like, oh my goodness. I was about to send myself to the ER and then I realized that I put on her Every Hue Beauty. I will say this, she gives you a lot of product for the price and her products are extremely pigmented. I haven't tried her shadow, but that Every Hue Beauty, that bronzer, the pigment is sickening, okay? I will give her that. I will never pay any money for her products ever again. But if I get a sample, I'll definitely try it because I think she does give you a lot for the price. And from what I've seen, her cosmetics have a lot of pigment. And that's for somebody with my skin tone, I need pigment, baby. Pigment all day. So we finally get our mandatory girls trip on this episode. The ladies are traveling to Cayman Islands. It's being crafted as a treat that Robin is giving the ladies for coming out to her open house. So Katie shows up serving crack. Like, guys, this has to be addressed. She got on another holiday heart wig and she just looks a whole mess. Candace, however, looks amazing. I love those braids on her. She looked really, really cute. You know, I'm a sequins hoe, so I love the Grand Dame's outfit. I felt like it was a little too hot for where they were going, but she looked great. Let's talk about Robin. Listen, with somebody who has lateness in their bloodline, Robin, I can't get behind you, sis. How are you not only late to the trip that you planned, you also missed the flight? There's no excuse. Production has already set this up. They pay for everything. They've gotten everything. All you have to do is show up on time. And you don't even do that. Sis, you got to get that together. But I think when she was sitting in that airport by herself looking a plumb fool, she was just like, you know what? I got to do better. And I think that was the lesson that she needed because she had to delegate different responsibilities to people for a trip that she planned because she wasn't available. So hopefully she learned from this. Robin is really hurt by the way Giselle was acting because not only is Ashley sharing her room, because you know those two always share rooms. Is this the first time they haven't shared a room? Giselle, you about to lose your stud, sis. Stay woke. So anyway, Robin puts Ashley in her room. She gives Ashley the crown of holding down the trip until she gets there. Giselle was looking around trying to act like she wasn't fazed by it, but she was. Because she thought that that's what she was getting. She made herself second in command. But when Robin gave that call and she gave the breakdown, Giselle was sitting there looking stupid. Child, is this the thing that is finally going to make Robin see what we've been trying to tell her since season 1? Stay tuned. Can anybody tell me why hotel lobbies brings up so much anger and aggression for Giselle and the Grand Dame? Like, they can have issues throughout the whole season and they will be fine. They will drag each other in confessionals, but the minute they get into a hotel lobby, it's earrings coming off, it's fingers in the face, they ready to start scrapping. Why are they so triggered by these hotel lobbies? So the Grand Dame and Giselle get into it because they still haven't resolved their issues from New Orleans. They keep on burying the hatchet, but it's never really quite buried. So the issue was brought up that Karen felt some sort of way that Giselle was talking about her behind her back about how she was grieving. It was really low. So somebody, I think it was one of the producers, went back and told Karen what Giselle did. And Karen felt some sort of way about that. Giselle was acting like that wasn't the issue. That wasn't what she was saying, but it was because the Shady Bravo editors showed the clip. And that's exactly what you were doing. We're trying to say that this woman was not really grieving her parents because she was on Instagram. That day, you showed how low you will go. And it was really disgusting to watch. I don't care what beef y'all got going on. This woman lost her parents in the span of 3 years. She's feeling that. That is pain. And to sit up there and make light of that and to say that she is using the death of her parents to get her way or to manipulate people in situations, that's gross. Because we, the viewers, have been watching her this whole time. We haven't seen any of that. She's really been doing a great job after losing both of you. She buried her parents in the span of 3 years. How dare you? How dare all these women not rally around her and hold her up? So they get into it, and they get into it heavy. This was no joke. This was the real deal. And I'm glad that it finally happened because somebody had to really check Giselle, and Karen did. She got her right together. Candace, you are not a mediator. Ma'am, you did a terrible job. She was trying to get Karen and Giselle to come to peace, trying to stop this argument that was happening in the lobby, and she did a horrible job. This monologue that she gave to the both of them about how they are too old to be doing this, I'm like, how are you a mediator? And in your speech to bring them together, you're dragging them the whole time. She dragged them so bad that Ashley had to bust out laughing because she was just like, this ain't helpful. To be honest with you, I felt like Candace was really trying to, bring some peace in the situation. But sis, you were dragging. Y'all are too old. Y'all are elderly. Y'all are seasoned. I was just like, is this a good thing? Like, are you helping or are you just trying to get them to fight you? The fact that Giselle compared being a single mother to 3 girls to burying your parents in the span of 3 years shows you how heartless she is. Can we be real? Like, she's being so gross to Karen and not taking any kind of responsibility. I'm a mother of 3 girls. I know pain. I know suffering. Girl, what? It's really difficult for me. So I know exactly what she's going through. No, you don't. No, you don't. I think this is also why Karen cannot move forward with Giselle, because she's such a blockhead. She's so stubborn. She doesn't take responsibility. I feel like Giselle is the kind of person that just apologizes so that the person that they hurt can get over what they did to them and not continue to harbor on it or talk about it. Because if you talk about it enough, everybody that you have harmed will start comparing stories, and then the next thing you know, the whole cast is taking you down. Sis, you next. After this season gets done eating Ashley up for points, you next. Let's get real here for a minute. Katie. I think that the ladies know that Katie is using. I think they're protecting her, and they're using her children being taken away as a way to talk about it. I do think that whatever Katie is dealing with, because she is fighting to keep her children. I think she's self-medicating with something. I don't think it's crack, but I think whatever it is, it gives her a crackish outward appearance. You know what I mean? Whatever she's taking, I think it's probably like clean crack. It could just be coke. It could just be pills and, alcohol. Whatever it is, it's something that she's doing. It probably is pills mixed with alcohol because she stayed with a drink. Whatever it is that she's doing is having a crack effect. Can we be real? And I think that the ladies are protecting her, and they're not talking about what the real issue is. And they're not talking about what she's doing to get through the issues that she's having. They're just talking about the issue. And I respect them for that, because I think they came together as a cast. It was just like, something's going on with our sister. We're not going to talk about it on camera. We're not going to take her down. But we have to be real here, and we have to say that we notice that something is off with her. So let's talk about why she's off, not what she's doing to numb the pain. And I really respect them for that. I really, really do, because you can see it. Because when Katie has these moments, the whole cast make eye contact. If you ever watch a scene with Katie and she's doing something that is like, can we be real, tweaking, the whole cast is like, and then you cut to our confessional, Katie's going through a lot. They really are protecting her because it's very obvious that something is going on and they have to address it. But they're doing it in such a respectful way, and I really love the ladies for that. Speaking of Katie, she gets into an argument with Ashley. This is how it was confirmed for me that they know that she's doing something, that she's using some kind of substance. Because Katie and Ashley get into the fight about Michael. That's my issue with Ashley. You didn't want to talk about the issues that was going on with Michael and, the sexual assault, right? But you're telling everybody to move on. You're telling people not to talk about it. But here you are talking about it to Katie. You weren't mad that she said that you were stupid. You were mad that she was telling your true tea. Because even when Ashley and Katie were going back and forth, Katie was just like, well, this is known. Everybody has known. This isn't the first time that he's done something like that. The table got quiet, and so did Ashley. And I think there in that moment, Ashley realized, let me back out of here. But she starts saying stuff that's the real deal. Already in some mess with my man and probably the legal proceedings that's going on. Let me just shut this down. So Ashley tried to make it comical and take a different turn. It was just like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore, because you knew that Katie was about to start dropping some tea, because Katie was not letting up off that girl's neck. She was in Ashley's behind, and I was just like, I don't want her on this crack, but I want somebody to take Ashley to task like Katie is. I just want them to do it sober. Ashley to throw out that comment that Jacob is basically a kept man, that he's only having sex with Katie so that he can keep a roof over his head. I was just like, sis, pot, meet, kettle. Look in the mirror. You're doing the same damn thing. How you gonna throw that to Katie as an insult when you're the same thing to Michael? She got that girl when she said, well, this ain't nothing new. He's been doing this. I was like, oh, Katie about to talk. Katie about to talk. Ashley shut her down real quick. With this argument going back and forth, Robin finally arrives, and the ladies actually go back to her hotel room to hang out with her. But while they're there, all dressed like they just walked out of a Spiegel catalog, Katie and Ashley get into it again, and then Ashley crosses a line. And she knew she did it, because the way the ladies reacted and the way they defended Katie and the way Ashley shut up, I was just like, oh, sis knows. She knows that she went too far, because her and Katie are going back and forth about the whole Michael situation. Because Ashley is just like, well, you said that he was gay. And Katie was like, well, yeah, he is. I was just like, Ashley, shut up, because this girl is talking. So anyway, Ashley, I guess she got hurt because Katie was not letting up and Katie was letting out some zingers. She says, you're not emotionally stable to be in this group of women. Woo! The whole cast was like, no, Katie, you were supposed to be here. You are, like, they all defended her, and nobody defended Ashley. And Ashley, this was the quietest I ever seen her. I think when we come back next week, she's going to have to apologize to her. I think they're going to make her do that, because in that moment, Ashley kind of talked about her issues on camera that the ladies have been holding, because the only issue they talked about is the custody battles. The way Ashley said that to her, you knew that it was coded as just like, you want something. You don't need to be here. You on them drugs. You're not able to handle what's happening here. You're not emotionally stable because of the situation that is going on in your life that is making you do those things. Everybody in that room got it, and they jumped right to protect Katie. So all the arguing aside, I really loved, sad to say, the little bit of sisterhood that is in this group. Sisterhood in Potomac is protecting the hell out of Katie. Even now, they were fighting to get her on the reunion. This is a really good show. The Real Housewives of Potomac and The Real Housewives of New York have been the only two shows within the Housewife franchise, in my opinion, that have really been bringing it. Really good job tonight, ladies. Really good job this season. You guys are knocking it out the park. Anyway, that's it for me. Let me know what you thought about this episode in the comment section below. And if you like what you see here, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you next Sunday for the following episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac. Love you guys. Bye.